Accommodation unit operations generate a considerable amount of solid waste, which is generally discarded in the local landfill or dump. In areas lacking a proper waste management infrastructure, this can result in serious pollution problems. By putting in place an effective waste management program, accommodation units can reduce by more than 50% the volume of waste they discard. Such a program also saves money by ensuring the properties use materials and resources more efficiently and by lowering waste disposal costs. A waste management program is made up of three key activities. First, reducing or avoiding the generation of waste. Second, reusing all possible waste items. And third, recycling all possible unavoidable or non-reusable waste items. Reducing the generation of waste is the most effective and the first option to consider. It yields the greatest cost savings because it reduces the amount of money spent on supplies and reduces the volume of waste sent to the dump. Most of the responsibility for reducing waste lies with the management and the purchasing department. When considering what to purchase, they should carefully evaluate what elements of the products they buy will eventually be discarded as waste. Waste reduction measures you can practice include: avoid using food items such as butter, sugar, condiments and cereals in single-serving packages. Instead, purchase them in bulk and serve them in reusable dispensers. Bulk products are much cheaper and generate less packaging waste. Avoid purchasing single-use items such as disposable beakers, plates, cups and cutlery. Use cloth bags or baskets instead of disposable plastic bags to handle guest room linens and guest laundry. Use refillable amenity dispensers in guest rooms. Avoid using guest room garbage bins that need to be fitted with a disposable plastic liner. The next best option in a solid waste management program is to reuse items rather than discarding them. For instance, accommodation units should give preference to beverages that are packaged in refillable bottles or kegs. Work with vendors who supply their products in returnable and reusable containers, such as these laundry chemicals. Donate unserved food to charities. Use the backside of computer paper to print draft documents. And use refillable printer cartridges and rechargeable batteries. If waste items cannot be avoided or reused, then it may be possible to recycle them. This involves collecting waste items and transforming them into raw materials for new products. Materials that can generally be recycled in accommodation units include paper, cardboard, glass, plastics, metals, and used cooking oil. The recyclables generated in accommodation units should ideally be separated at the source before they get mixed up with the rest of the garbage. This can be achieved by encouraging guests and employees to participate in the recycling program. Placing recycling containers in areas such as guest room blocks where most guest-related recyclables are generated. Training housekeepers to collect separately the recyclables from guest rooms. Placing recycling containers in key back-of-house areas such as kitchens, bars, offices and storerooms to collect the recyclables that are generated there. Garden waste and green kitchen waste can also be composted and thus recycled on site. Composting is the natural decomposition of biodegradable waste into an earthy material which can be used as a soil conditioner or a slow-release fertilizer. Composting deserves special consideration because it can eliminate from the waste stream much of the organic material produced in the gardens and kitchens. In some accommodation units, this can account for more than 50% of the total waste volume. Ideally, accommodation units should start their composting programs using garden waste and only begin including green kitchen waste after they've established a successful program. Collecting and composting organic kitchen waste presents some challenges that are best met by workers who already have some experience with waste segregation and basic composting. A great deal of advice is available on the numerous composting sites on the internet.